so... How many would they have to kill here? How many Biovisionaries would my opponent have to kill? My opponent would have to kill how many Biovisionaries? Well, obviously they would just need to kill the original, but that's another story. I mean, what about Spellskite Biovisionary? Like, he's the real G. I mean, Phantasmal Biovisionary is cool too. What about Paradise Vision? I know you can't mirror wave, that's the sad part. I wish it was hexproof. One of Bile Blight. No! Dirigibal's like, what have you done? We win the game. Triggers! Triggers! We win the... Oh, it's over. Okay. We win! We win it! We win it, Magic! We've done it! We did it! It's like a Laboratory Maniac kill almost. Not nearly as sweet. Labman's the real way to win Magic. Or like Quark's Thumb. Quark's Thumb. We did it! We did it! It's wonderful. It's wonderful. I'm going to bed now. I'm tired. I can screenshot that deck though. That was sweet. It has 2 different ways to go infinite. Or not infinite. One way to go infinite, one way to combo kill. Both of which can lead to victory. By the way, nowhere in that sentence did I say this deck is good. I said it is sweet. There is a huge difference between good and sweet. And unfortunately, they're not always the same thing. Depends on your opinion. That's an opinion-based thing. Oh man, that was so cool. That was something. Okay, we may have to play this a little bit more. I have to play this a bit more because like we had people getting us into the deck. Yeah, here's the deck. Tutable Fiend Hunter, tutable. Everything's tutable. Everything. Oh, all of it's tutable. Whole deck, except for a couple pieces. Triple Cheese says Sean drove home from work when he said we wanted to sleep. Don't make me get on to you, young man. Careful when you say things like that because that makes me want to play more. So careful. Not that I have like a terribly rebellious spirit. It's probably because I come from a long line of very stubborn men. No, I just like when I put my mind to something, there's little that stops me. It's kind of scary. It's scary. It's like some of the men in my family, they're terrifying people. Papa Chub! If you use it for good, though, it's not so terrifying. But imagine if I was like a mad scientist trying to take over the world. I would not sleep every night, and that's not my personality. I'm trying to, like, help the planet. So I'm going to build prosthetics for kids. It's going to be great. They're going to get to, like, hold things. It's going to be cool. It's going to be a really cool summer project. I got a team of friends of mine, some engineers, and we're going to hopefully build some 3D printed prosthetics. It's going to be really cool. That's kind of what I want to do with my life outside of Magic. So it's a little tidbit. I throw those little breadcrumbs in there sometimes. I really don't talk about life outside of the green screen and hanging with you guys so much. But briefly, I guess I did a little bit tonight. That's why I got to turn off because I am just tired. And talking about some of the things that you guys are interested in because you guys are here to talk about the GP. What do we expect? There's going to be... What did I make sideboard plans for? I mean, all the decks are going to be there. That's kind of the beauty of Modern. The issue with Modern from, I guess, like a pro player perspective, not that I am one because I'm not, but from what the pros say, the problem with Modern is, there's a lot of decks. That's great, but there's not enough sideboard slottage to fight everything, so you have to pick your battles with your sideboard slots. And you have to fight the decks that you think either take you on the best and or the ones that you're going to see the most. So, Grixis Delver, Gifts, Infect, Lantern. We're gonna see the mirror. We're gonna see the mirror. Nothing. I'm gonna tell you what the mirror was. Or at the time we were talking about the Just Skyward or Blue at Red mirror matches. We're gonna see Scape Shift. We're gonna see Valakut. We're going to see Red Green Tron. We're gonna see Abzan. We're gonna see Abzan Collect a Company. Abzan. This is just like the Jund equivalent, except you swap out red and put in Lingering Souls, and like you get Stony Silence, etc. Zoo, Death Shadow Zoo. We're going to see the red-white control deck was interesting, the Blood Moon deck. Triple says, but you would turn to Travis Wu, the family-friendly version. You doubt, John? I think there's going to be a lot of Tron in response to the Jeskai deck that everybody's really excited about. The problem with the Jeskai deck is it's good. And you're like, well, wait, why is that a problem? And the problem is a lot of people like it. Why is that also a problem? Well, it means there's going to be a lot of people jamming it. Why am I going away from Jeskai? Because that's what people are going to be gunning for in their sideboard slots. What few that they have. They're going to be gunning for Nahiri. And a lot of the Jund players may play Abzan because of that fact, and they switch over, they get to access to, well, you just run more Maelstrom Pulses. Celestial is instant speed, which is nice. It also gets spell snared. Maelstrom Pulse does not. Anyway. I mean, Jund wants to invalidate your mana leaks in that late game. What else was I thinking I might see? Burn! Absolutely burn. Lots of burn's going to be there. Burn can... Like, I don't think that the blue-white-red deck runs enough Helix effects. They could be running more life gain effects than they are. So burn players are going to be looking to take them down a peg, too. In fact, it's kind of peculiar that Pete... I'm not saying that Pete got lucky. Well, there's always luck involved in a tournament. He's a very good player. His deck list was solid. But, like... And it was said, he said he had to dodge, like, or at least Jim did, said he had to dodge a lot of bad matchups. He had to play through a lot of bad matchups, too. So, like, you know, for Pete Ingram to get to the end there was fantastic. He actually top-8'd a couple weeks previous, so there's no doubt in my mind that he's a fantastic player. Will a lot of the other players picking up the blue-white-red Nahiri deck be nearly as good? I don't think so, no offense, if they're just picking up the deck, if they're picking up the deck last minute. And a lot of people that wanted to play the deck may not have had time to get into the deck right before the tournament. So this whole dichotomy between some of the pros and some of the people who are saying, oh, well, a bunch of people are going to pick this deck up and they're going to play it. Not everybody can just sell their modern deck or rent and then get into another deck immediately. It is not that quick of a process. In fact, I had already considered what I was ordering, but anyways, it's another story. It's good, it's popular, it's a target. Correct. Correct. I agree. Tron will also be good, popular, and a target. So pack some Land Destruction, pack some Ghost Quarters. You can run Ghost Quarter in most any list that you're playing, unless it's super greedy on its colors, like this deck is. This deck probably could not afford any Ghost Quarters. But yeah, if your deck can afford Ghost Quarter, run some. Is that land great? No. I hate casting that card. Just like I kind of don't really enjoy casting Serum Visions. But you know what? Might be a necessary evil, at least for this weekend. We're going to see a lot of Tron. We're going to see a lot of the Nahiri deck. We're going to see a lot of Grixis. People like that grindy, ancestral Grixis deck. People like Jund. We're going to see Jund. Jund's still going to be played. Jund is not the kind of deck you sell and then get into another deck willy-nilly. It is not. It is not. Burn. It's going to be there. Zoocide. They're going to be there. Bushwhacker Zoo, 8-whack Zoo, that's going to be there. You know, we're going to see a lot of Abzan, we're going to see a lot of Collected Company decks, and we're going to see Kiki Decor decks. That deck's just a lot of fun to play, therefore, and it's good, so there's a lot of people that play it, besides just Jeff Hoogland. He arguably plays it, like, the best. He also built it himself, so helps. Nut taking just gives you a good deck, doesn't teach you how to play it. Right, but like something that I think really may have turned on a lot of people to jump on the Nahiri train. I think Pete said something along the lines. He's a very humble person when he said this, and I really respect him for saying this on camera. I'm pretty sure he said something along the lines of the deck handles you making mistakes well. Like he said something along those lines. He said, like, I felt like during the day I made some mistakes. First of all, it takes a very humble player to admit that on camera as well. Someone to say, like, yeah, I made play mistakes, because you will. So I like that about Pete as well. But he also said something along the lines of, if I remember watching the coverage correctly, something along the lines of, like, the deck forgives mistakes pretty well. That is very desirable for a new archetype. Pretty high on the white count. Why not consider Wall of Omens? I don't have any Restoration Angels in this, but you could. We could be running... yeah, you're right. We could be running some Wall of Omens. Or, honestly, you'll be running Voice of Resurgence. Sherman, I just don't have any. But yeah, the deck would be running Voice of Resurgences. For sure. People hopped on the bandwagon. Paul and Hoogland hyped it. Oh, Nahiri? Yeah, I mean, like, if a pro player like Pete... is saying, and Pete again like had a really good finish with a different deck, Abzan Company, a couple weeks prior. I think it was, or not a couple weeks, it was more than that. But yeah, if you look into it, if you look on, for example, not Kachi, just looking for Peter Ingram, MTG. So like, if you look at Pete, yeah, that's the first link that comes up. But he actually had some other nice finishes, like not even that long before his finish with this. He was playing, I think it was Abzan Company, I want to say. I think he was on Abzan Company. Alright, well, I don't really like going on Star City when I'm streaming. We'll go there briefly. Decks. I believe it was Milwaukee. I think he... No, it wasn't. It was a little bit further back. It was the Invitational? Okay, maybe it was just an Invitational. It may have just been an Invitational. I remember seeing his name, not just in the Indianapolis, when I was doing some deck research. Always. You guys might not see me do this on stream, but I absolutely do. Not the neck tech, just if I'm going to brew, I want to brew with reference to what's going on. When was it? He had like a finish with Pete Ingram. There's a way to search by player, by the way. I don't remember how to do it. I'm like not on this website enough. There's a way to do it. Did I skip over it? I may have skipped over it. Hey, let's look one more. Was it the Philadelphia Classic? I just remember seeing his name elsewhere. Maybe it's on page 2, one of these. It had to have been like a top 16, top 32, if I saw it here. Did you find it, Zealot? Thank you. Abs and Company, 3rd place. Thank you. The Classic in Columbus. Thank you. Yeah, he's had some he's really come out of his shell. Ingram? So, if Ingram is saying something as humble as this deck forgives mistakes, and yet here he is having successful finishes in Legacy, in Modern with a different archetype, and then he's on this Jeskai Nahiri, I'm going to believe him. I'm going to believe him. He's put up some nice results in the relative recent past. That's awesome. Kudos to him, grats to him. That just goes to show that I think deserves. I mean, like this, he's working hard. You can see him playing a lot of different events. So I like to see players like that rewarded, like playing, good quality Magic and jamming a lot of events. So it's nice to see him break out here. This was before he joined the Jim Davis team. I think he joined the Jim Davis team somewhere between Abs. I don't even remember the name of their team. I'm sorry. But somewhere between Abs and Company and Jeskai. And I like Jim. I watch his stream. I think Jim's great. He's actually a lot older than me, I found out. I didn't think that was the case. He's kind of got a young face. He's actually 31, believe it or not. He's a bit of an older guy. But, and of course, a lot of people just, they start here, and then they don't expand their research. That's why I don't even bother really looking at that anymore. I've already memorized the 75. But I did look at it quite a bit earlier in the week. But, you look elsewhere. You look at what other people are playing. You don't necessarily need to look at, other variants of what you're necessarily playing. That's a good place to go get ideas. I don't know if you noticed that. Hang on a second. Just to show you guys that I'm really, really gunning hard for this and I need to get some good sleep. But all of these are grayed for a reason. That means I visited them and I looked through all of for some of these I looked at the top 16. Some of them admittedly I looked at the top 8. I looked at all the lists. And I started building sideboard plans. I'm on summer vacation right now for a little bit, so, I had the time to pour into this. I'm going to take this tournament very seriously. I'll let you guys know what happens. It'll be great. But anyways, any more questions? I wish I could show you the deck. I really can't. I can't compromise what my team has put their time into and built. But I will tell you that it's super sweet. It's really cool. It's doing some things that Modern hasn't either, A, seen in a while, or that it hasn't seen kind of before. And then maybe you'll understand more so what I'm saying after finish. But thank you for that, guys. I'm going right to bed. I'll see you, though, my friend. I will see you. I will see you. These are really cool, the Froglings. I think the stronger plays the deck has involve the Feeders and the Ruinators for sure, but this is pretty cool. In our deck, anyway. Thanks for hitting that follow button, Hespio. Welcome to the BSMG. Thanks for hitting that button. Yeah, these are sweet. I still think this is really adorable, but the deck's adorable. Whatever, I knew it was going to be. It's fun, though. It's really fun. We'll tune it later. Make it a little less cute. Oh, Jay didn't like the Thalia. We can run an alternative spell. What about Aethersorn? Thanks for the follow, Reno. Welcome to the BSMG. Epone the 13th? 13th. Thank you. Sorry I didn't catch the Roman numerals quick enough. Eidolon. We should be jamming Eidolon, actually, instead. Jam Eidolon. Let's jam Eidolon of Rhetoric instead in that spot. I've seen it be